And welcome back, All Sports West New York. Bob Kaczynski with Duke McGuire, who, of course, does an excellent job with color commentary for Bison baseball. Well, you're surprised they said they did an excellent job?
Yeah, you know, I'm still striving for mediocrity, man.
Well, God knows you've been doing it long.
Well,
How many years have you been doing it?
Well, this is my 36th season with the team.
Holy cow.
It's done, obviously, various jobs there with the team, but probably the last 17, 18 years full, you know, on the radio most of the time.
Okay, and we're going to, believe me, we're going to talk about The Natural before this segment, because I love The Natural, but we were talking before we started the show. But the Bisons, they had a big win last night. Now tonight it's Irish night, so hopefully as people are watching this at 7:30, it's not raining. But the team it's a little above 500. This is all incumbent upon what happens with the parent club, Toronto. But right now, you think the team's in good standing?
Right now, the team is playing very well. We've won 6 out of our last 7 ball games. Just took 4 out of 5 from a very good Rochester ball club. So we're pretty strong right now. We just lost Anthony Gose and Kevin Pillar, but Pillar was the big loss because he was absolutely on fire. He's hitting over 400 since he had come back from the big leagues. He played about 10 games with us and he was hitting over 400. He was playing great. Anthony Gose, I think sometimes he's a little bored down here. You know, I think he plays better in the big leagues than he plays in AAA. But Pillar is a big loss. But right now we're playing really well. Brad Glenn is hitting the ball. We just got this guy Chambers from in a trade with Houston. He's an excellent outfielder. Darren Mastriani's playing a terrific center field and hitting 300. So we're going pretty good right now. And got Columbus coming in for 4 games now, and we just split a series with them out in Ohio. So you'd like to hope they can do a little bit better here at home. And
we were talking before we did the show. You think that the Blue Jays are really giving an honest effort to have a good ball club right here in Buffalo?
Oh, they absolutely are. They're trying. They really are. I know in past years when the Blue Jays were in Syracuse, you might go there and you might see a kid up from A-ball, from Auburn, come in and fill in for a couple of days while somebody was nicked up. That hasn't happened. I mean, when we've had some holes to plug, they've gone out and gotten some pretty proven players to help fill the gap, and they've done a real good job trying to help us out this year.
Last year there was an increase in attendance because of the Toronto affiliation. Has that followed through again this season?
Well, you know, the spring was so tough. Weather-wise, it was a little tough, but I think things are really starting to pick up now, and I think with the affiliation with Toronto, it's unbelievable. We get a lot of Canadian fans, and you can tell where they are. They sit right behind home plate. They all got their Blue Jays jerseys on and stuff like that, and they enjoy it here. I mean, I heard a guy say, hey, look at it. He says, for $1.50 more than I pay for a beer in Toronto, I can get the best seat in the house here, and I can get 2 big beers for the size of a small beer in Toronto, for the same price as a small beer in Toronto. So they like to come here.
Those Canadians, they're not drinking beer, are they?
Occasionally.
Because I heard a rumor, and I wasn't sure if it was true.
It's just occasionally.
And of course, we always joke about the fact that poutine is now served in the concession stands. But have you tried it yet?
No, I have not. I have not really had a chance to get down there. Usually when I get to the ballpark, I head up to the press box and take care of business.
Yeah, I got a feeling you're not in a hurry to go down and try it either way.
No, you're right.
And how are our buddies John Dannies and Mike Buczkowski, the brain trust of the Buffalo Bisons?
They're doing great. You know, they've had a busy stretch here. We've been home for a while, and then before that they had that country concert there, and that's probably one of the biggest money makers of the year right there. That place gets jammed, and they, believe it or not, sell a little beer at that event too. But they've been hopping.
All right, now I promised I'd talk about The Natural, and of course, for those who remember, Duke McGuire was in The Natural. We've shown the scenes before. We're not going to go through it again, but there's a pivotal scene where you're sitting right next to Bob Rich, as he gets the note that tells him that the kid that he saw up in the stands next to his old girlfriend was actually his son.
That is true.
And in that scene, you're kind of peeking over his shoulder looking at the note. Now, was that by direction, or you were just curious?
No, but it's just my natural talent, Bob. You know, it's just, I was just going with the flow.
Just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Just you were in the moment. So
I was. You know, Barry, he turned me loose. Barry Levinson turned me loose, and that's
wow,
it.
Great acting.
That's why it was my debut and my finale, right there.
That was it. Yeah. But you do have a credit. So, Robert Redford, was he a regular guy?
He was, and he was a good athlete too. He was a pretty good ball player. He's not a real big guy. Physically, he's not very tall, but he was fairly muscular, and he had good hand-eye coordination. He hit the ball, just didn't hit it a long way. He had a good arm. He had a very good arm. Could catch the ball. Yeah, he was pretty good.
So you're saying that was special effects when he hit the one that hit the lights at the top of the stage?
No, I hit that one for him.
Oh, you did? Yeah. All right, we've got a couple minutes here. Tell the story about when you showed the producers of the film the old rock pile.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because there was only 3 of us working full time for the ball club at the time, and I was the lone man on the totem pole, so I usually got the jobs that nobody else wanted.
I got you.
So there was a rumor going around that some guys wanted to see the ballpark because they were going to film a movie, and these guys were thinking, there's no way they're going to film a movie here in Buffalo. But I got the job of showing them around, showed them the stadium, and took them on a tour, and they absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, it was exactly what they were looking for. So the next day they came back and they wanted to do some test shots, and everything worked out great, and they couldn't have been happier. It worked out beautifully for the city, and it was great for the movie.
And you were hitting some balls so they could get some shots, and they were impressed, and they asked you to be in the movie.
Asked me to be in the movie and get a bunch of other guys. So I got my man Kevin Lester, and we rounded up some guys that we used to play ball with and against, and I think it turned out pretty good.
31 years ago.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
31 years ago.
It's unbelievable.
Still a great film.
It's unbelievable.
Duke, it's always great having you on the show. Say hello to all our friends down there at the ballpark.
Will do.
I'll see you down there when they have Italian night, because I'm the returning Italian Man of the Year.
Kaczynski, Italian.
I'm half Italian.
I'm going with it. I'm going with it.
Believe me, there's been more contrived things at that ballpark than that. Duke McGuire, he's the best. We'll be back. Take a look at some Dominic Hasek highlights right after this.